Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby if you're new here, and today I have a really important guest on my channel. So I wanted you guys to meet Toonna, who is a good friend of mine who lives in Edmonton here. And Toonna is actually the host of an upcoming podcast called Afroangle. I'm gonna leave a lot of links down below so you guys can check him out. So I'll just let him introduce himself and what he's about.
Hi everyone, my name is Toonna Obi-Okoye, and as Abby mentioned, I'm the host of the upcoming podcast Afroangle. Angle on all the socials. In Afroangle is no journey of exploring the local African perspective, so global African perspective and local African perspective here in Edmonton from my perspective, because living in Nigeria all my life, I didn't know a lot about people from other African countries, right? There's a lot going on in Nigeria already, but coming to Canada was a blessing because it actually exposed me to meet more people from other African countries. So I'm always learning, I'm always curious about all kinds of people. So that's what the Afroangle is about.
Toonna is here today so he can share some of his thoughts and his perspectives that he's gathered here. Toonna has been here longer than I have been, so I just wanted to ask him a few questions and get to show you guys from a guy's perspective what it is to live in Canada. So Toonna, how long have you been in Canada?
Been in Canada for 8 years now.
And how did you come?
Came to Canada as a student. So from Nigeria, I did computer science in Nigeria back then. Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Unizik, what's up?
Unizik.
Hey, Zikites, hello. And had an opportunity to come and study in Canada. After some minimal research, chose to come to Canada to study an IT-related master's degree at Concordia University here in Edmonton.
What do you do right now for work?
Right now for work, I do business analysis for work. I'm sure a lot of people might know what that is. I help people solve needs, but I'm the middleman that helps to understand what everyone's need is and bridge everyone together and support everyone, mostly in the IT industry. So I do business analysis right now in Edmonton. I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and so far so good.
Business analysis is my field as well, so I think it's a great field to kind of come into. The next thing I'm going to ask you is a little like personal though.
No worries.
Dating.
Gang.
How do you see dating here in Canada, especially Edmonton or Alberta?
Interesting, to say the least. Obviously, we are hoping to date, to get married, to move on with lives, to start our families, etc. If you're moving from some other country, Nigeria in this example, maybe it's better if you already have somebody back home, and then you carry that person, and you bring that person here, you people carry yourself, and you bring yourself, and you marry yourself, and you keep going. Because statistically, we are quote-unquote the minority here, right? We're less than the other people from other countries, especially the Canadians here. So be open, be adventurous. If you're not dating anyone, be open to exploring and dating from other cultures, other countries, but be aware of the work that it's going to be involved, crossing that cultural gap between the two. So if you have somebody in Nigeria, hold on to that person shokoto. Bring them with you here and get married to the person. Marry there or marry here, but bring that with you because that might just save you all that dating drama that we go through. But God will see us through in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I did a video, I think a few weeks back with a girlfriend of mine. We said the same thing, so I was really interested to see what you would say too.
Yeah.
And she said, if you really want to marry a Nigerian, find that Nigerian before you come to Canada. And you sort of just echoed it. And it's interesting that even as a guy, it's the same for you, being that we normally equate guys with all the power in a relationship because you're the ones that will ask, will you date me? You're the one that's going to also ask, will you marry me? So interesting that for you too, it's sort of a struggle being a guy here in Canada because the pool is kind of limited.
One huge stumbling block in the dating scene is where to meet people. There's always a question about where are the people? Maybe the guys are asking, where are the women? And the women are asking, where are the guys? And because we spend most of our lives at work, maybe our week, we spend it in the office. Weekends, we try and do one social thing or the other. A lot of people might stay at home. So it's always trying to find where to meet the people. So if you can identify where you meet people, then that could be easier perhaps in finding like someone to date and someone to marry, etc. But it's a bit of effort. Just be made aware that because you come Canada from Nigeria, don't mean say it's just easy. It doesn't just make it easy to date and find someone to date and get married to. There's still a bit of work involved. We are here and we are still working that work. There's a work involved.
So now I want to talk about finances. People come here for a better life, right? And better life, a lot of us equate that to more money and stuff. So how would you sort of explain the way your finances are here? How do you manage it? And just general, talk about your finances.
Money is always an interesting topic. It's always a sensitive topic, but it shouldn't be. One of the stereotypes I observed, even from Nigeria and even here, maybe it's just a human nature thing, is that people weren't always comfortable talking about money, sharing numbers, like letting you see behind the scenes of how they're managing their money life. But it's something very important, yes. You have to pay attention to those things, especially in Canada. So, for example, a stereotype from Nigeria would be, as soon as you get a job, as soon as you start earning like a steady paycheck, buy a house, buy a car, like start getting all these big expenses, acquiring all these things.
Show your money.
Show your money, like show like your neighbor was no say you don't buy a car, you don't buy a house, you don't hammer, like money on the enter. Nothing wrong with hammering, and we all love to enjoy life and enjoy our money, but there's a financial wisdom, prudence that you have to apply, especially when you come here. So you have to learn how to save, you have to learn how to invest. You have to come up with some type of a longer term goal. Again, we're all adults and we're all growing and we all hope to have families one day, so you have to be wise and start planning for that future. Investing, saving, putting some money aside for your own personal enjoyment, obviously, too. I'm not saying that you should become so frugal that you don't enjoy life, but try and keep your expenses low and try and keep your earnings high versus just buying everything that crosses your path. So one trap, that is easy to fall into when you come to Canada is credit. So when I grew up in Nigeria, there was no credit system, as I was aware of. A lot of things we had to acquire, we had to save money to buy it. It has its pros and cons. For example, I remember vividly secondary school back then. If you couldn't pay school fees, they'll take your child out of the school. The child if you can't afford a car, you will not own a car. In Canada, it's the opposite. You can get anything you need via credit. Sometimes you might need to put down a little amount of money for a down payment, and then they can give you a car. They can give you a car worth $50,000. You put down a small amount of money, and they're taking money from your account every month. So it's advantageous because you can easily get things that you need, and you're paying gradually over time. But it's easy to fall into the trap of just acquiring things here and there, like you want the latest iPhone, you want the biggest car, because every year there's a new piece, a new upgrade to that thing that you already have, and then your greed, it might latch onto your greed and you're acquiring the latest gadget, the latest thing. So
it's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. And then if you're not earning a high enough income and you're accumulating a lot of things that you're paying for, you're locked into a trap. And God forbid, especially in these COVID times, a lot of people have lost their jobs and they are not able to pay for those things that they've acquired them. So the things you've acquired become
liabilities.
They become liabilities, and they become a trap for you. You become stuck by them. They end up owning you instead of you owning them. So that's just something that for new immigrants coming here from Nigeria, from all over the world, or even us that are here too, be financially wise, be aware of the credit system, utilize it, but don't fall into the trap.
I have a couple of videos that I'm going to post soon on the credit system here in Canada and how you can maintain your credit and have a good credit rating. So watch out for that. And honestly, for you to watch out for that, you have to hit the subscribe button. So take a quick moment and hit the red button down below. It says subscribe, and also give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. So watch out for that video. Finances are the one thing that can break you really quickly in Canada. And once your credit is done here, you're done. So that's how it is. The next section I want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure you have so many experiences, are what the myths are in Canada. Perceptions that people come to Canada with, or people back home actually have about what it is to live in Canada.
That's a really good question. Especially things that are happening in Nigeria. So we're both Nigerians, so I'm making a lot of reference to Nigerians. If some of our watchers might be from other countries, you might identify with these references as well. A lot of people leaving or wanting to leave Nigeria and other countries to come here. There could be a misconception that Canada is heaven. Everything is just amazing. Everything is perfect. We hope that that has been made abundantly clear from previous videos you've watched on this channel. That is not the case at all.
Not at all.
We still have to hustle when you come here. So one good thing about Nigeria is Nigeria forces you to hustle. You learn how to work hard, and when you come here, you apply yourself, and by God's grace, you will succeed in whatever you're doing. So you still have to hustle. Another thing though, from my experience, and I speak to my friends in Nigeria a lot about this, is when you're in Nigeria, you're living in Nigeria, you're constantly battling what I define as external demons versus internal demons. In Nigeria, you wake up and electricity is still a problem. We don't have constant electricity. Right now, we have the End SARS hashtag out there, hashtag End SARS, hashtag End Police Brutality in Nigeria, because we have a lot of issues around police brutality, around bad governance. And so you wake up and in your day-to-day life, you're battling police brutality. You're battling the lack of constant electricity. You're battling constant insecurity, a sense of you're not safe all the time. I'm sure Abby has shared that in one of her other videos where she was attacked just walking on the streets. So there's always all these external issues that you're battling, so much so that it doesn't give you enough time to even face internal issues like, who are you in this world? What are you supposed to be doing? To be introspective, your internal demons, a sense of understanding what your place is in this world, what you're supposed to be doing with your life, what you want to do, where you're headed. You don't even have that space to be introspective because you're facing all these external issues in Nigeria. So one of the myths of Canada is that life is just easy here. In a sense, again, all those external demons have been annihilated in Canada. But you come here, electricity is constant. We thank God for that. Internet is fast. Woo! Amazing. We don't have a lot of security issues. So with the absence of all those external issues, you now are faced with your internal issues. So what do you want to... Your internal demons, like in your own privacy, in the quietness of your mind, you then have the space to ask yourself, okay, who am I? Outside of work, outside of family, who am I really and what do I want to be? Or like, if I don't know what I want to be, who do I want to be? What kind of name do I want to make for myself? What kind of reputation do I want to have in this Canada? Canada gives you that opportunity to redefine yourself, right? So it's a stereotype that once you come to Canada, all your problems are solved. It's not true. All the external things are dealt with, mostly dealt with because there's generally good governance here, but there's a lot of internal issues that Nigeria didn't even give you the opportunity to unearth. That when you come here, you begin to unearth them, you begin to address them, and that is equally as much work as dealing with those external issues. So get ready, if you're not already asking yourself those kind of introspective questions in Nigeria or wherever you are, and if you're not dealing with those internal demons, by the time you come here,
you have to.
You deal with them. By the time one winter hits you and you're indoors by yourself, it's cold, you ask yourself questions about life. Like, what is this life about?
What's my purpose? That's a really good point. And sorry to interrupt. I've been battling with this for a while now, and I started to really pinpoint characteristics and traits in myself that, oh my goodness, I'm like, no, girl, you need to work on this, and you call yourself a Christian. Man, live in Nigeria, I'm a judge. I'm one of the judgmental people. I'm like,
You see?
In Canada, if you're that kind of person, you can't even try. I'm on a journey to actually stop being judgmental.
There's a lot of unlearning to do. Growing up in Nigeria, a lot of good things about Nigeria again, and whatever country you're coming from. But when you come here, you might then recognize that there's a lot of bad things too that you learned that have become part of who you are, and it's not going to be easy, but with that introspection, it will give you the opportunity to identify those things that you should unlearn then do the work of unlearning them, which might take the rest of your life. But coming here, it's a vivid contrast between living in Nigeria and living in Canada. That you should cast some things aside. So you start the process of unlearning, which is a lot of work. People, they go therapy, and it's a good thing. Even the idea of therapy, for example, stereotypically, maybe in Nigeria, it's not something very common. We don't talk about issues. We don't address how you're feeling. Maybe right now, maybe the younger generation are actually waking up to those things in Nigeria, which is great. But here, it will hit you hard. It will hit you like, you want to address how you're feeling. You need to talk to someone. So yeah, there's a lot of unlearning. So that's one of those myths where everything is rosy, everything is good, everything is great. A lot of things are good, a lot of things are not good, and it's mostly internal things within yourself that you have to address.
And that's what really matters, to be honest, right?
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Honestly, you just gave me I'm just like, wow. I think these are things that are super key that we neglect because we're facing NEPA, we're facing water, we're facing like police, everything, it's just too much. So we don't have the time to even think about how to be better of ourselves. So the next thing I'm going to just ask, so we can round up pretty quickly, is we've told a lot of people that Canada is quite good. I have said that a few times, Canada is quite good, everybody should move here. So what do you think about Canada though? Because I hear that it's lonely, I hear it's cold, but what's your general perception of Canada and its peoples? Like, what would you say?
Let's start with the bad, and then we can move up to the good. So yes, the cold is the cold. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do about that. The cold here is crazy, but over time you have to acclimatize to the cold.
That's
Your
true.
body has to change to the cold. Some parts of Canada are warmer than others. So right now we're in Edmonton, and I like Edmonton. I like Alberta as a province compared to other provinces. I've not lived elsewhere, but Alberta works for me. Edmonton works in Alberta for me. It's a much slower paced type of lifestyle. I grew up in Lagos. I'm used to that Lagos, that hustle. Now I like the chill. The loneliness is valid. It's valid. It's based on the individual. A lot of people are different personality types out there. But with loneliness, with building friendships, relationships, community, intentionality is the key word. Intentionality is the key word. Again, growing up in Nigeria, maybe the schools you went to, the churches you attended, you were just thrust into certain communities and you just got along with people. And then with your fellow Nigerian, it's easy to just get along with your fellow Nigerian people. Here, again, you're connecting, you're surrounded by people from other parts of the world, other cultures, other countries. You might not just click with them. You have to intentionally try and build a common ground with people that are not Nigerians, and then connect with them and then have friendships and relationships and things like that. So there's an intentionality where it's not, you have to choose to say, okay, let's meet up by a certain time. Let's do something every week. Let's go and play sport every week. Let's go and work out every week. Let's hang out, like have dinner every Saturday. You have to be like scheduled. If you don't do that, that's where you find yourself withdrawn. You might find yourself, people are not really checking in on you. Again, typical Canadian culture, friendly people, but they're not so much in your business like that, which could be a good and a bad thing, because sometimes you want people to check in on you, like, oh, how are you doing? How are you doing? You may go through the whole winter. You might go through 6 months. If you reach out to nobody reach out to you.
That's true.
So you have to extend yourself,
yes,
you know, and reach out to people, and people know, oh, okay, you want us to reach out to you, and then we'll reach back to you, things like that. So there's an intentionality. So if you don't do that, it can definitely be a lonely place. There are Nigerian communities here, there are Nigerian churches and other religious bodies here, but we definitely encourage you to not leave Nigeria and come to Canada and only connect with Nigerian communities. It's a waste of the experience.
That's true.
It's a waste of the experience. If you're going to grow here, if you're going to get married here, you have children here, your children will be Canadian. If you don't relate with Canadians and learn how to engage them, you will not know how to talk and relate with your own children, because your children will be born and raised here if that is your intention. So yeah, things like loneliness for sure exist, things like cold for sure exist, but the good things, they are bound. So I always have a sense of safety myself coming here, and security coming here. Basic things that don't exist in my country exist here. Basic things, again, due to bad governance, like just good electricity, like just water, just internet access, healthcare. Thank God for healthcare. Like, you know, just Nigeria, people die. Like
social welfare.
Social welfare. It's unfortunate that the lives are wasted because of the lack of good healthcare, social welfare, etc. So there's a lot of things here that just work due to good governance, due to just a sense of respect for human life, a sense of human decency. Things just work. To just exist in a society that things work alone is a blessing. And the big thing that I'll say makes Canada great, and I definitely do encourage anyone that has the means to, that has the desire to put effort into it, to move here, is because the system mostly works. If you're interested in it, definitely come to Canada. We're waiting for you. Hopefully we'll see you very soon.
So it's been really good chatting with you and understanding your experiences. Remember guys, check out Toonna. He's the host of a new upcoming podcast, Afroangle.com. I'm going to put links down below. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, honey, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also click the like button as well. It helps the video and the channel grow. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.
Abysworld. Alrighty then.
Okay.
Testing 1, 2.